Right to left. Schnurr takes the snap, play fake. He's going to throw man wide open. Sliding catch. Touchdown. Matt Hartle. Matt Hartle's first touchdown. And the Wildcats take the lead for the first time since 1965. The Northwestern Wildcats have defeated the Michigan Wolverines. 2 seconds, 1 second. It's over. And Northwestern has come into Ann Arbor and spoiled Michigan's unbeaten season.
But I know in the last 3 years, the things that have happened and these sort of things is really rewarding for the kids in our program. And I think it's a significant step that we took today.
Top of the 10, as in the Big Ten, and we're talking about the first place Northwestern Wildcats, 4-1 after Saturday's 19-13 victory over the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor. And welcome everybody to the Gary Barnett Show, featuring the head coach of the Wildcats. And Coach, as you said yourself, it's sure an interesting way to get to 4-1.
It's a difficult way to get to 4-1, but we're there. And who would think a year ago that we would be 2-0 at the top and Penn State would be 0-2 at the bottom? But we're early in this derby, Dave, and they don't declare winners of marathons after just 5 miles or 10 miles. It's a long run, and we've got team after team after team yet that we have to face before we can declare ourselves where we want to be.
Still, you're 4-1, 3 straight victories, a 2-0 record in the conference. You're ranked in the top 20 in both of the polls this week, 14th in the AP top 25. And this was a great afternoon of football, Gary. It had all the drama and tension you would want in an afternoon of college football.
Well, in many ways it played right in our hands too, Dave, because we were able to use our special teams and take advantage, create the turnovers, and get into the fourth quarter, which was our plan. If we could keep it tight in the fourth quarter, we felt like that Michigan's big play offense would get frustrated and they would get impatient, and we'd be able to do something with that. And I think pretty much that's what happened.
Well, as you might expect, it was a happy trip home for the Wildcats from Ann Arbor, and they received a hero's welcome upon their arrival.
Just a greatly played football game by our kids, and you know, it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't.
Great day for the team. Everybody played so hard. The defense played hard. It was a great win for us. I think get some respect from them, definitely.
I'm part of Barnett's first recruiting class, and we've been working hard for the past 3-4 years, and we've just been waiting for this time to come, and now it's come.
We have a lot of confidence in us, and that's our main goal, is the Rose Bowl, and we're going to keep playing and keep working hard to get there.
I'm excited for us. I'm excited for our team. We went in there with a purpose, and we came out on top, and that's what counts. That's what's most important.
So the Wildcats received the hero's welcome on their return to Evanston that they so richly deserved. And coming up next, we'll take a look at how it all happened Saturday in Ann Arbor as we continue on the Gary Barnett Show.
First down since 8 minutes remained in the first quarter. And coming up throwing and a first down. Down to the 41-yard line is Darren Drexler, the big tight end.
Well, you know, when we came here, Coach Barnett convinced us all that this is where we were going, and you know, it took some time as a process, and we're just starting to see what came out of it.
Welcome back to the Gary Barnett Show. And going into Ann Arbor, Coach, you're coming off back-to-back victories at home over the Air Force and Indiana. Now you're going into a place where Northwestern hadn't won since 1959. I know you're not concerned about that, but you are concerned about Michigan's defense.
Michigan's defense was the best defense we played against since I've been in the Big Ten. I said that before we went in the game, and I believe that afterwards. Now, those players played hard. They got a good scheme, and we fought. Our guys fought really hard, and we were able to take advantage of those turnovers and create some big plays. But they still gave us fits, and I have to give our offensive line credit for battling them as hard as they did.
Well, you ended up with another 100-yard rushing day for Darnell Autry, his 6th in a row. Let's take a look at how it happened, the Wildcats and the Wolverines. Well, the Wildcats won the toss and deferred, so you decided to put your defense to the test right away, Coach.
Well, we wanted that ball in the second half, and you see Sam kicking off there, and this ball's going to squirt out. We lose containment, and the guy that makes this tackle is Sam Valancisi, which we don't want to have happen, but we're glad he did. Sam was our Special Teams Player of the Week and also was the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week.
That's 8 tackles for him, too. Now, here's Tim Biakabatuka.
And, he runs right through a crease in there, and we had trouble stopping him all day. He's a great player, and their offensive line is very, very good. We come back, and this is Schnurr throwing to Hartle on a screen pass, and Hartle's trying to feel his way through there and wait for his blocking. He needs to be a little more aggressive.
Now here we'll look at Biakabatuka again, and this time he's going to break a long one, but for the second week in a row, Rodney Ray makes the tackle after a long run.
You know, Rodney made 2 touchdown-saving tackles in this game, and we had all 5 of our defensive backs back of the week this week, and he was one of them with his play. He had some key stops later on as well. Then this is Chris Martin, who played an outstanding football game. You see him breaking up that pass to Toomer, and Chris covered those guys all day long, did a great job.
Remy Hamilton's field goal makes it 6-0 after 1st and goal at the 1. Here's Brian Greasy, the quarterback, and another great play here by Rodney Ray.
We see Rodney stripping that ball from Hayes, and our guys, our 5 DBs, just did that all day long. And then this is Steve, and he really takes a shot here, and this is a great catch by Dwayne Bates. And Dwayne was our offensive back champion of the week with that catch and another one, and we had to take Schnurr off. And this is Chris Hamdorf comes in, and Darnell slips as he's trying to make his fake. And we get a nice pass over the middle to Darren Drexler. And Drex made 2 big catches in this game, and he was our offensive line champion of the week. And this is still Chris, and this is a big play to Toussaint Waterman. And Toussaint's playing in front of his home crowd. He's from Detroit, and that was a big catch for him. And that's big for Chris Hamdorf to come in and make those throws and set up this field goal by Valancisi. And Chris came off the bench, and we went right through him and let him do his stuff.
Now, right before halftime, Paul Burton punting, and here's a big play by your special teams.
Big play by Chris Martin, and he recovers this fumble punt, and it allows us, we put Steve back in the game, and he hits Darnell over the middle, and we get a 1st down, and allows us to come in and kick a field goal. And it's sort of an ugly kick, but it goes through and it counts, and then we go in at halftime tied up 6-6, and we were really fortunate at that time.
Gary, great example there. Right before halftime, the turnover by Michigan, you guys go right down and capitalize.
Big play, and Sam's kick wasn't the prettiest that he's had, but it may have been the biggest that he's had. We had a tough hold on that, and the ball was in a hole itself, but Sam still got it through there, and that was a big play and one of those opportunistic plays that our offense capitalized on all day.
So it's a 6-6 football game at halftime. We'll come back and take a look at second half action right after this.
They're going to bring it again. Greasy hit as he throws. It is intercepted by Bennett.
Gary, were you aware that you guys set something of a precedent for at least the past 3 decades, going in and winning both in South Bend and Ann Arbor this year?
No, I really wasn't, David, and that's a real credit to our players to be able to do that. That is not easy. That's not an easy task, and I don't think anybody would choose to do it that way. But it was on the schedule, and we've done it.
Well, you go to halftime, you tied 6-all. How did you feel about the way the game had gone to that point?
Well, I felt fortunate that we were able to come back and be tied at that time, because Michigan really had dominated us and we had not moved the ball very well. And so we had to come up with some answers on defense. And really, our linebackers said they had a feel for the way Biakabatuka was running that ball and where he was going in that crease, and so that helped us a little bit. But our kids at halftime really felt like that field goal had given them a lift, and we were in this game big time. And we talked about getting to the fourth quarter and keeping it tight. And then we thought we had a chance to win that game at that point.
Well, in the game you were. Let's take a look. Second half action, the Wildcats and the Michigan Wolverines. We pick it up with Michigan's first possession of the second half and a big play by Pat Fitzgerald, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week again.
What a great game he had. He had 18 tackles, 13 solos, and played terrifically, but we still had trouble stopping Biakabatuka. You can see that in the second half. They came out and were determined to run the ball right at us, and we really struggled there. You see us missing a couple tackles. Rodney Ray again on a touchdown-saving tackle. This is Williams, not Biakabatuka, but we had trouble with all of them.
That gets them into scoring position, and here Greasy will go in, not uncontested though.
No, and the replay shows that his knee went down, but that's a hard call to make by the official. And then they kick off into the wind, and Dave Beasley mishandles this, and they recover. So right away, we've got a lot of adversity, Dave, that we've got to overcome, and you got to give our kids a lot of credit for bouncing back. This is a touchdown by Biakabatuka, and we get a holding call, and I really, that's a tough call to make, but it was a good call, and so we got a lot to overcome, but we caught a break there, and we stay with it. And here's Steve with pressure, and he hits Dave Beasley over the middle, and that pass was there for us all day. And then finally we got the run game going a little bit with Darnell, and we found a couple formations that would help us out.
You're going to see Darnell again here in just a moment as he was on his way to another 100-yard game.
Well, he had to get 28 or so on the last play to get it, but he was still a factor in this game. And at this point in time, I thought our offensive line started to exert itself. And Steve is in trouble here, and no one open, and he throws it away. That's a good decision by him to get rid of that ball because we were in scoring position.
Now here's the first of your two interceptions. Eric Collier, big defensive play because this is going to set up a score.
That was a great play by Collier and a great catch. And this is a little double pass. We put Dwayne in motion and throw the ball backwards to Dwayne, and then we sort of had a funny little formation there and snuck Darren Drexler down the seam, and Dwayne makes a perfect pass, and Drex makes a big catch, and then right here on the goal line, it's third down, and we run a bootleg pass, and Hartle's wide open and has to make a great catch there because Steve, it was almost too easy to make that throw, but Hartle made a great catch in his first touchdown.
And this seemed to fire up your defense. Big play by Ishmaeli.
That was a big play, and Hudayfa actually stripped that ball with his foot and then recovered, and we come back here, and this is Schnurr hitting Bates deep. We got open on that route, and great throw, great catch, and this time we had a lot of momentum going, Dave.
That sets up Sam Balanzizzi's fourth field goal of the day, his 11th in a row, a Northwestern record, another near turnover.
Well, I thought for sure we were going to get that ball. We did, and I was really concerned, but Pat Fitzgerald pressures this throw, and William Bennett intercepts on fourth down, and now all we have to do is run the clock out. We hand the ball to Darnell, and he gets 28, and we're going to win this game.
That puts it away for the Wildcats with a little over a minute to go and puts Darnell Autry over 100 yards, and you guys defeat the Michigan Wolverines 19-13. The final stats, Coach, and again, turnovers loomed large for you in this one.
Dave, those were key, and no matter how good you are in college football today, you turn the ball over as many times as Michigan did, you're going to have problems, and then our offense was able to capitalize on those, and that was critical. I think the other stat that's really big in there is the 210 yards passing, because Michigan had put so much pressure on the opposing quarterbacks and created so many turnovers for their offense. That I was really concerned about that going in, but we were able to play action, hit some big passes over the middle, both Steve and Chris, and those were the key to our offense putting points on the board. We could not have done it had we not been protected as well as we did, and Steve threw the ball as well as he did.
And don't forget Dwayne hitting a big pass for you too.
And Dwayne's big pass, and Dwayne's a multi-purpose guy.
Yes, he is. And another guy who's a multi-purpose guy for the Wildcats, they're all Big Ten punter Paul Burton. We'll visit with him, and we'll take an up-close and personal look at the Wildcats on the road in Ann Arbor, coming up next on the Gary Barnett Show.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the University of Michigan Football Stadium for this, the 57th meeting between Northwestern and Michigan. Go Cats!
Library. We're coming to you from one of the prettiest spots on the Northwestern campus, the Deering Meadow. Welcome back to the Gary Barnett Show as we welcome Northwestern's all Big Ten punter, Paul Burton, who is 23rd in the nation this week, second in the Big Ten in punting, having another marvelous season. Paul, I guess against Indiana, your average of better than 56 yards a punt was the second highest ever in a Big Ten game. Were you aware of that?
I wasn't aware of that till actually Monday. When I came down back to the stadium to work out, so that's when I was told.
Well, you had a 90-yard punt in that game. What's that like?
Well, that was by the grace of God, actually. I was just thankful to get it off. I was in the end zone, and it just rolled, and I was thankful it rolled out at the 3-yard line, so I was just thankful for that. I was excited. I wasn't too fired up, and because I knew we had a whole long game to go, and I knew the wind was just blowing, so I knew it was going to come back to haunt me later on if I had to kick up against the wind. So I was just really excited about it. I was glad it happened. Helped out my average a lot to get it up a little bit, so it was exciting.
Now, Paul is the son of one of the all-time great Wildcat players, Ron Burton Sr., and also the latest in a line of Burton's sons who have come to Northwestern. So this is really carrying on a family tradition for you.
It's definitely a family tradition. In fact, the last time we beat Michigan was in 1959 when my father was playing, so it was exciting. It's definitely exciting.
Now, he was in Ann Arbor and right there for the action.
He was in Ann Arbor, right in the action, yeah. So.
Well, now you go to Minnesota this weekend. You're going to be in a dome. That, for a punter, has to be kind of a dream come true.
Yeah, it is. The ceilings are nice and high. There's no wind, which is key, and I'm looking forward to it. The team's looking forward to playing again, and we're really fired up. We're on a roll. We just got to keep it going and stay focused.
Well, congratulations on a great game Saturday, and good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Now, Paul, you know what goes on a road trip with the Wildcats, but we sent a camera along to see what it's like traveling with the Cats on the road.
Playing with those slippers, man?
Well, you know.
What?
See, look at the bottom. You got destroyers on there.
I like those.
Pan in real close. You can see his nose there.
Is that energy food for tomorrow?
Amazing.
At least for home movies? For the Barnett Show.
This is Michigan Stadium, exactly 2 hours before kickoff. It's quiet now. At about 5 hours from now, it's going to be every bit as quiet.
Good luck, Coach.
You look like a vacation. Good afternoon, and welcome to the University of Michigan Football Stadium for this, the 57th meeting between Northwestern and Michigan.
Go Cats! Go Cats! Takes the snap, play fake. He's going to throw man wide open. Sliding catch. Touchdown, Matt Hartle. Matt Hartle's first touchdown, and the Wildcats take the lead.
Northwestern 19, Michigan 13.
How you doing?
They're out there playing you guys fight song at the end. Yeah! They had to play you guys fight song. It was great, man. It was real great. Congratulations.
So we hope you enjoyed that little travel log as the Wildcats said no to Michigan. And coming up next, we'll take a look ahead to Saturday's game at Minnesota as we continue on the Gary Barnett Show. Welcome back to the Gary Barnett Show. So as you saw, a happy trip home for the Wildcats. And Gary, you've had a few days now to reflect on this. What did this victory mean for you and for the program?
Well, it remains to be seen what kind of effect it has on the program regarding recruiting and the rest of the season. Because, as I said earlier, we're only halfway through. But it was obviously a tremendous win because it was the second win for us in the Big Ten. And, one thing I want to make sure, Dave, that I mention is that the people in Ann Arbor and the fans in that stadium and after the game were first class all the way. I really have a great deal of respect for their program and for their fans. They were tipping their hats to our players as we left on the buses. And I just hope there's more and more of that in college football because that's what it's about. And I really respect that group up there.
Well, you're right back on the road this weekend, Saturday night at the Metrodome to play the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. And I know you watched with great interest what Chris Darkins did for Minnesota, 294 yards rushing in their win over Purdue.
He's a great player, and they've got it going. And I rested. I loved that win until about 11 o'clock Saturday night, and then I heard that Minnesota had come back and won, and I had a pain in my stomach ever since. So, but that's the way it is. Just wave after wave after wave in the Big Ten, and we just got to be ready for the next one.
Well, you've withstood two of the biggest waves.
Two big ones, and we got another one coming.
All right, well, good luck and congratulations on a great win.
Thanks, Dave.
So that'll do it for this edition of the Gary Barnett Show. Again, the Wildcats at Minnesota on Saturday, and we'll be with you next week to recap that one. Now, for Coach Gary Barnett, I'm Dave Eanet. Thanks very much for being with us, everybody, and we'll see you next week. What? Yeah, hi, can I get some tickets for the Wisconsin game?
No problem.
Thank you.